So we are here in downtown LA at Il Cafe, and I'm just so happy that you took me to this spot. You said this is like one of your favorite spots out here, and this spot means a lot to you, and there's no other place that I'd rather conversate and get to know David Sabastian. An activist, artist, author, so many different things, but what I really like that you refer to yourself is more so an artist, and when you break it down, art is?
I believe that most people have been conditioned to quantify who they are. If you notice, most human beings, we like to compare things to other things. Oh, this sounds like that. That looks like this. And I feel like great artists don't just make art, but they are art.
And one thing that I didn't realize is Sabastian isn't necessarily your last name like that, but it's a last name that you took on from Cool Intentions. One thing that you channel and you take from it is being able to have luxury and freedom. And we live in a society where people sometimes think that you can't have freedom with luxury or luxury without freedom.
Freedom is the ultimate luxury.
Oh, I like that.
We work jobs, we hustle, we sell things, we do this, we do that for what? Some would say money, right? But it's not for money, because essentially money is just paper.
Right.
It holds no intrinsic value. It's just a piece of green paper with someone's face on it.
Yeah.
We really want money to buy freedom. We want the freedom to buy what we want, the freedom to go where we want, the freedom to do what we want. So, yeah. We're all like, in these interviews, it's like I try not to get as deep as I can, because sometimes
take it deep though. I want to dive deep.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like we are modern day slaves, and none of us are really free, because we're all slaves to ideas, concepts, and money. So true freedom is when you don't need anything or anyone, and you're not bound to perception. And
you said that true freedom is when we don't need anything, but don't we all need a sense of identity though?
Why?
A sense of identity to differentiate ourselves as human beings. But is that ego, or is that?
That's definitely ego. And ego isn't bad, right? Like, a lot of times I've heard people misplace the word ego. They're like, oh, you're eccentric, you have an ego. Oh, you love yourself, you have an ego. But ego has nothing to do with charisma or self-worth or self-value. Ego is your avatar's way of identifying itself and differentiating itself from everything else.
At that point, we are our own characters within our lives, which means we have the opportunity to change it, think it, imagine it. And I love the fact that you really talk about the imagination. In the beginning of the album, We Are Gods, you touched on imagination being God. And I never thought about it that way, but truthfully, through imagination, things are created.
Everything is created.
Right, so are we God, or are we gods? I
don't think we're gods. I think we're God. I think that, I explained this to somebody, I'll break it down to you on a quantum metaphysical level right now, but this table, your hands, it isn't solid. There's nothing solid in this universe, scientifically speaking. Right. Everything is just in movement, constant motion, right?
Atoms bouncing
off each other, right? You're an energy field, and if you're an energy field, and you're just a bunch of electrons and protons bouncing off each other, that means you're one with the air.
Right.
The same air that's one with that tree, which is another energy field, which is one with me. So if you were just as much a part of the air, which is a part of me, which is a part of the light, which is a part of everything that exists, wouldn't that technically make us all the same thing?
So, what is the point of this life? What is the point of everything? Yeah.
Pain.
Why do we need the pain? I know we need
to grow.
Pain. Okay, so we just gonna keep having to do this over and over to...
I mean, your spirit is essentially a baby. Imagine you are God, right? And you can do anything, and you can control anyone. Where's the fun in that? At some point, you would create restrictions, you'd create limitations, you would create scenarios in which you can feel things that you can't feel. Pain, suffering. You know, our human mind incarnates into earth, and we're like, why is that child born blind? Why is that man sleeping on the street? Why is he homeless? Why does this person die at an early age? Whatever. It's necessary for the ecosystem of everything. It's so happy that you really understand we are God, because one thing that I'm noticing is that I'm really ahead of my time. You know, that album, some of those albums I talked to you about, I actually had to catch myself. I actually had to stop, because I was into one of those albums, and I was 100 years into the future. And I literally was making an album from the perspective of us being 100 years into the future.
Wow.
And I played it for somebody, and they were just like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like, what the fuck? And then I had to realize it's my ego, because what's the point of putting out art that no one understands? I think I might still do it and just hold it in the chamber until consciousness catches up. But, bro, that's what I'm doing my entire life. I'm trying to, like, spoon feed fucking humans, because currently consciousness is rising, but motherfuckers just do not understand.
What kind of light vibration do you feel like you vibrate? What color?
I've heard, I mean...
I'm getting an orange.
I get that.
Yeah, I'm getting an orange. Yeah. What about me?
You know, not to like gas you on your own platform, but you're definitely sweet.
Nice.
And that's not a color, but it's an energy, and it's a texture, and it's very rare. What would you think if, like, you didn't know me, we weren't on an interview, and like a dude took you to dinner, right? You was on a date, and y'all was talking about this. Like, what would you be thinking?
I would actually be very stimulated. I would be really stimulated. I enjoy conversations like this.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I love dating. You know, I love experiencing new people and energy. If you listen to a lot of my music, a lot of it deals with themes of love and passion and women, because women are my favorite muses. And I could do the magic trick. I've done it to a couple people in a couple instances, and blew their fucking mind.
What's the trick?
Had them delete themselves in real time and be like, oh fuck. She's gone. That was the magic trick.
2023. I know that you're going to be blessing us with a lot of dope music, dope visuals. What do you have planned?
I'm building a world right now. I have about like 6 projects slated for till the end of this year. So 6 concept albums, different genres, drum and bass, funk, soul, hip hop. Just different worlds, man. Huh?
Controlling 100% of your masses.
Okay, so what?
Hi. Are we hopping on it? Let's go on a bus.
Can you let me out the back? Okay, so what were you saying?
So how does an independent artist go about doing that in a free way?
Creating a revolution, creating a fan base, creating a culture, building a following. And it don't even gotta be, I don't have the biggest following on earth. I ain't Drake or nothing like that, but I have a consistent conversation, and I've built up a want for what I do and for who I am, you know?
So you got a lot of stuff in the archives and everything, but to this date, what's your favorite?
I think every single piece of art was a part of a moment of how I felt or what I was going through. We can keep straight. Of what I was going through, right? So like, I might have been going through a breakup. I might have been at a dark time and I created the light because I needed light inside of me. I might have been in love with someone, so I created some of the songs on Sister.
Right.
You know, I might have got some new money and I made this at revolutionary shit, you know. I'm a rich nigga. I remember when I wrote that, I freestyled that whole shit because I just looked at my bank account. I was in the booth and I was just like, I'm a rich nigga, use them. I was like, you know what I mean? I was like feeling that shit. But, you know, I want to talk about a misconception that a lot of people have when it comes to signing multi-million-dollar deals and blah, blah, blah. Because this is a misperception that a lot of people have. And because I remember when I first got, you know, my deal and the money set in, like, you're a millionaire and done. But that money, if you don't do the right things with it, can dwindle very, very fastly.
Right.
Because you have overhead, right? You have assistants. Let's say your assistant is $2,500 to $3,000 a month.
Right.
Right? Then let's say you have a business management firm who handles your business. Let's say their retainer is $3,000 to $5,000 a month.
Right.
Then let's say you have a day-to-day manager and their retainer is $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
And then let's say you have rent, and I was living in a penthouse, $7,000 a month.
Yeah.
And then you have expenses. Let's add another 3 to 5 on top of that. And then you have your office space that you're leasing out. Let's add another 35. But you can see how you're easily spending $20-something thousand a month,
Right.
just to fucking exist. So that was the first mistake that I made, because then family, everyone asking me for money,
Right.
friends asking me for money. Now every time you go to dinner, the check goes to you. You the nigga at the end of the table, the check goes to you.
The millionaire.
Yeah. You know, everybody is fucking draining you and sucking your dick and sucking your fucking energy. So a couple $1 million can be gone very, very quickly unless you make the right investments. And I had another business, Skid Row, and around that time, it was still in its infancy stages. So we were losing a lot of money, and I was putting a lot of my own money to keep afloat, and rent and payroll and this. So, you know, yes, get the $1 million deal. But I just think people should be aware that you need to make, you can't just get that money and be like, I'm on. That shit'll go. I think you're the perfect person to interview me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really.
Hold on, walk over here. Let's come across here.
Oh, okay. What kind of books are you into right now?
People.
Everyone's got a story. Excuse me.
Here.
Oh, this one?
What better book is a person?
That's true. What's your answer?
Oh shit. Okay. All right. I could rock with you. You be dancing?
I love dancing, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Your last name is Malatsky, right?
Miklatsky.
So what's the difference between David Sabastian and David McClapsky?
Oh man, jeez. David McCloskey is an introverted nerd who likes to stay at home and be alone, and in his head.
You like to be in your head,
Very
introverted.
Yeah, I'm an introverted extrovert.
Uh-huh. Right.
That puts in extra work.
So you have a nice balance between that. So do you shut yourself off certain times, or do you? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So
when I leave you and I go in my house, I walk to the door. I walk to the door. Take off my skin. Yes.
And then when you come back outside, you put it back on.
I zip that shit on and be like, "How you doing?" Ugh.
I got you. Yeah, I'm just popping over here.
Let's go in here where all the stripper hills are.
I know, right? Which one do you think I'm looking at?
If I had to get you some shoes,
Yeah, what shoes?
these look like Hillary Banks shoes. I went These textures is not it. But
You said Hillary did shit.
do you feel like you kind of got that energy, like a chocolate Hillary Banks?
I guess. I don't know. Maybe.
Smart, aristocratic. I actually kind of like these. Actually,
These are really nice.
they're based off of Mexico.
Now, what got you into making clothes and stuff? Well, you're an artist and you express your art in all forms, but
I don't know. Excuse me. These things keep falling. I'm like trying to put them on. Thank you. Sorry. Sheesh. Look around. Look at all this clothes. This is all shit people don't need. Thousands of hats, thousands of shoes, thousands of shirts.
Yeah.
This world is so oversaturated with bullshit that people don't need. And I've always wanted to express myself in fashion, but I told myself the last thing the world needs is another bullshit t-shirt. You know what I mean? So if I'm gonna do something, how can I help the world? How can I affect change? How can I be a part of something bigger than me? So that's why I started Skid Row. To not just perpetuate the ecosystem of bullshit.
And the fact that it's going to such a the fact that I want to try.
That's how I break the simulation.
Ah!
That's how you scream. You sound like you need help. You're like, ah!
All right.
No. But wait. I'll find the perfect moment.
Okay.
But you know, sometimes I do that. I'll be like in the bougiest restaurant. And I'll just be like, ah! And everybody will stop. And then they'll just go back to the simulation. Is that a taser? Can you tase me? No, fuck that. No, you was too... She was too ready to do that shit.
What animal were you in your past life?
A dog.
Dog?
Yeah.
Don't split the pool. I don't know. Some type of superstition.
Now you don't even know what side of the pole. Did we split it or not?
I don't know. Hopefully not. Let's do a walk around. Just what?
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. We just.
All right. Wait, 360. How do you feel about time? Time doesn't exist, but what is your take on time? We're all existing all at once.
Yeah.
Time.
Like I just said, you're already dead. You're being born in this moment, and you're dead in this moment, and you've been dead for 100 years in this moment. It's all intravenously intertwined into the fabric of.
But why do we perceive it like it's?
Because you're in the third dimension. You're in this fucking prison called the third dimension, man.
Yeah.
So you perceive time as a linear thing until you wake up.